Marketing assistant VA reveals his secret towards success. A little curious? Keep watching on this episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, your host, Julia. Another day, another podcast, and I want to welcome each and everyone who are tuned in to this episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. What's up, you guys? Welcome for those who just arrived today. You just got in time actually to meet another episode, to meet an awesome virtual assistant on this episode. Of course, we can't wait to know his journey, his story, his success story, and all of that stuff. Yeah, for those aspiring virtual assistants who came by, passing, and just really interested, clicking this and just found that, oh, this is kind of nice and kind of new. Stay tuned, of course. We can't wait for all of that. I hope you guys are hungry for more knowledge about anything that has to do of becoming a virtual assistant, because we can't wait. There are a lot of things that we can discuss about that. You can even comment down on the comment section below, all of that stuff. And don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, let's not keep him waiting. This awesome virtual assistant guest that we have today is specifically a marketing assistant. Yeah, without further ado, let's welcome on stage the one and only Mark. Hi, Mark. How are you doing today?
Hi, Julia. I'm doing great. Great to be here in this podcast and to be able to share my journey as a virtual assistant as well as a person who is really passionate about digital marketing and stuff. So yeah,
Love it.
I think you've already mentioned my name is
Yeah.
Mark. Yeah, I've been doing. I've been a virtual assistant for quite some time. I think for almost 2 years already. So
Oh.
yeah, I started as a virtual assistant in an agency,
Hmm.
in a digital marketing agency. So that's where it all started. I used to be an employee of a corporate company, but then I realized I wasn't growing as a person. So
Hmm.
I jumped up from that company and tried to venture on different things, which actually um, took me some time to see what I really wanted to pursue in
Yeah.
my career. But then I saw this post. It all started when I saw this post from Facebook from my friend of mine where she said, with a copy says there's like a hiring or something like a hiring for a digital marketing virtual. I don't have any idea what a virtual assistant is. It was not as hype as before, like way back. It wasn't that big industry way back then. So I applied in that company, and luckily I was hired, and I was able to get in that company for almost or more than a year. It's because one thing I love about the company as well because they mold my skills actually. I'm really into design and
Hmm.
doing graphics. So they also teach me different things actually. So that's what I love with um, um, how I venture into digital marketing and how I was able to know because I didn't know anything before about like email marketing or website designing or anything that is in line with digital marketing. I don't
Yeah.
have any idea with that before. All I know is graphic design. So because of that, I was able to gain knowledge and I was able to handle different clients on different niches. That was the turning point, or that was the starting point of how I started as a virtual.
That's great to actually have. As you mentioned earlier, right? You were really into graphic designing, all of that stuff, all of those niche. You made it as your superpower, your asset, and all of that. And it's really a great advantage, most especially when you're a marketing assistant, you've mentioned that you're now a marketing assistant, and that's a very big scope. You have to cover all of that stuff. And it's a good thing because you've already led a certain passion towards marketing, but of course, in detail, in different bits, step by step, in different concepts. But when you combine all of that, that makes you actually a very good expert when it comes to marketing assistance. So that's a very unique upbringing, and it really developed on your end into something really great that's very applicable, not only towards your work, but of course your personal life. It's more of you're trying to figure out every piece of the puzzle, and then when you put that all, it all fits together, right? And then you see the bigger picture, and that's being a marketing assistant. So it's good you tap on all of those different aspects one by one, making sure that everything goes as planned, and knowing that, of course, you're quite an expert towards those different factors, or when you enumerate these kinds of factors or things when it comes to marketing assistant. That's really, really great, Mark. Thank you so much for sharing that experience. I also want to ask, of course, now that I know what you've been doing when it comes to marketing, what skills? I know you're really, really skilled about all of it already. Yeah, I could tell that you've had many, many months of working as a marketing assistant. But with that being said, has there been new skills added, along the way, maybe currently, presently? Has there been new knowledge instilling towards you? Or is the same?
I'm still in love with digital marketing because I love the idea of marketing, and with my current clients, I'm still doing
Uh-huh.
marketing and stuff. But one thing that is new to my skill set, or to my, what we call as genius zone, is I've been learning UI
Mhm.
design. So currently I have some part-time jobs or like gigs that I am
Nice.
working on, and it's
Hmm.
an fintech company. I've been hired. I started as a graphic designer. I was promoted as a part of their UI design. So
Hmm.
I've I've been designing web apps and their websites, user interface, and what the user experience will be. So that's something that is I'm passionate about, but something also as well that is out of my comfort zone
Hmm.
because it's a different level. I have to, keep in mind what the user experience will experience by using the app. So I have to take note of that, and as well as take note of the um, um, company. So I have to, like keep in the branding and such, and as well as keeping what the messaging, and as well as keeping what's really in the business. Yes.
Correct. I totally agree to that, Mark. Thank you so much for sharing that experience. Of course, with that being said, it always takes perseverance, hard work towards achieving the kind of job position that you have right now. But when we try to reverse, go back to a little bit of the past, and of course, correlating it to how Sphere Rocket really guided you along the way, I want to ask, how do you think Sphere Rocket impacted or gave impact to your life? And how did Sphere Rocket help you find the current role that you have right now?
It made me strong in a way that when I first landed my first client here at Sphere Rocket, it was very hard because I need
Mhm.
to learn. So I was working with a marketing manager when I first my
Uh-huh.
first client in Sphere Rocket is still my client now. We've been together for, I don't know, 10 months. When I first landed there, I had a marketing manager, and that marketing manager was kind of strict. My hands are really tight, so it made me, instead of, because there was a VA before me, and that VA quit like for a week. But me, instead of quitting, I did not quit because I think that one as an opportunity for me to grow
Mhm.
as a person, as
Correct.
an individual, that you need to mingle, or you need to cope up with people, and you need to adapt the changes, because the only reality change is reality. So that's one thing that really molded me as a person here in Spirit, and it will
Nice.
really mold me as a person, not just someone that has the technical stuff, but there are soft skills that will really mold you as a person. The skills that century.
Yes, I totally agree to that, Mark. Very perfectly well said there. And I also want to highlight the phrase or quote that you've mentioned. The only constant thing in this world is change. And with that being said, we need to be very adaptable. We need to learn and adapt to
Right.
that certain change that's been evolving around time, how many times it may have changed. And the thing that I love of what you mentioned as well, Mark, is that you mentioned you're very open, as I've observed as well, that you're very open to these opportunities. You're very open to take risks, eager to learn, of course, and very quite adaptable. You learn to grow as well towards those certain experiences that you've been doing, and make that as a positive thing in order for you to grow as a person, to learn a lot, and improve even better on your craft. And yeah, that's the best thing about being a VA. When you have a certain experience, you take that as a learning material. You apply that next time and improve yourself about it, and then learn from that certain mistake, even it may be a mistake or not, but even though you still learn from it, right? So you take those experiences, may it be good or bad, as something that helps you enhance your skill, your personality, everything in general about you, and that makes you a better person. Yeah, someone to look up to, ladies and gentlemen. That's Mark right there, the one and only marketing assistant, as our podcast guest for today. And yeah, moving on to the next question. I'm actually curious. What do you think has been the most memorable part that you've been doing in your job as being a marketing assistant?
Uh, I think the most memorable and most uh, I think what I can call as the most successful or impactful part of being a marketing assistant is when you get when you're able to meet your goals. Goals for me as a marketing because business people around marketing, and when you have such a campaign that you wanted to do and that you hit the goal, you become a worthy or like a what do you call this a one of a kind marketing assistant. But anyway, yeah, that was the idea. Um, so when my client is a real estate, she's in real estate. So she recently, like not recently, but last year, she talked on Tom Ferry. The Tom Ferry is a big event in the U.S. It's a gathering of almost 4,000 to 5,000 real estate
Yeah.
people, and then she's one of the speakers. Um, so that's one of the most impactful is that we created the presentations for her, and we also created everything that's what we need for marketing, which is creating the landing pages, the automations, and everything in the back end. Did that all. So one part that she taught in that event was all about seller seminar, and then that seller seminar really impact most of the agents there of the real estate agents. So
Hmm.
what we did, um, 1 month after that event, we created a course, and then from there, when we launched the course, we were able to generate or to close um, like 14
Yeah.
transactions in a day. So that for me was the most impactful, or I think uh, the most successful part of me as a marketing.
Nice. Great. Awesome. That's really awesome, Mark. It's really great because you began with setting a certain goal. And then when you set a certain goal, for those who are listening, of course, when you set a certain goal, you try your best to succeed in what that certain goal is. You break it down, you strategize, you see how you will be able to achieve that certain goal. And then with grit, with heart, with discipline, with perseverance, all of those things, all of those different positive aspects that you need to apply in order for you to achieve that, you will be able to do that. And that's when you become
right,
successful about it, right? So that's
right.
really great. That's a really memorable and impactful
And
memory.
it's wonderful to hear that it's not just about the transactions or the goal that we all about the changes, or it's all about the impact that this strategy had made to this.
Yes,
Um,
I totally agree
yeah,
to that. Awesome. Awesome, Mark. Because as you've mentioned, there is impact. So it's actually a ripple effect. It gives effect to a lot of things, more positivity, more motivation to do best in your work. And with that certain impact, it could either make or break you, but it is for the better for what you're doing in work. And yeah, with that being said, those goals will definitely be achieved in a blink of an eye when you do your best about that certain thing. And yeah, talking about goals, actually, moving forward, but still leaning towards goals, I want to tap into your goals in a personal level or in a personal aspect. What do you think, Mark, has been the best purchase that you bought so far that you think was very satisfying, very fulfilling towards your life? Basically.
oh, I think the most satisfying purchase that I made last year
Uh-huh.
was completing the Apple environment. So like
Wow, that's nice.
I am a Mustafa O. I have purchased last year. So for
Wow.
an iPhone, keyboard, mouse, Magic Keyboard, iMouse,
Mhm.
everything. iPad.
Nice. Love it. I love those newly, of course, satisfying purchases. And I can really tell that it's new because you've mentioned right last year. And that's really nice to know. Really relevant and of course great choice. And yeah, who doesn't love Apple, right? It's quick, it's easy and
It's
accessible, right? So that's really great, Mark. I'm very happy. And you totally deserve all of those things because you've worked hard for it. So you, Mark, totally support you on the go for that. And yeah, we're actually down to our last question before we proceed to the commercial break. And right after the commercial break, please just stay tuned, Sir Mark. We've got a segment prepared for you. So yeah, I know that on our podcast right now, there are a lot of aspiring virtual assistants that are watching. Like, oh no, how do we start? All of those things. If you could give a piece of advice to these viewers who are aspiring virtual assistants, what piece of advice would you want to give out to them?
one thing, learn. So it's all about learning, and it's all about learning new skills and going out from your comfort zone. So if you do not want to go out from your comfort zone, you've been stopped, and we don't want that to happen. So for you to be successful as a virtual assistant, you need to really upscale. You need to really learn a lot of stuff. It's just not. It does not. Because being a virtual assistant, it's very dynamic. It changes over time. So you need to cope up with change. You need to learn new skills, and you need to be open for changes and open for opinions, or open for feedbacks. So as a person, you need to cope up with those skills. So for me, that's one thing that you need to uh, be backed up with when you're going to start as a virtual assistant.
Yes, totally great advice. Of course, cope up with change, be open for more knowledge, all of that stuff in order for you to grow. Thank you so much once again, Sir Mark, for that very, very awesome, inspiring advice to those aspiring virtual assistants that are watching at our podcast right now. And with that said, we have a very short commercial break. So please do stay tuned. We will be right back. Ever dreamed of swapping your hectic office for a comfy home workspace? At Sphere Rocket VA, we make that dream a reality. Say goodbye to rush hours and hello to remote work. Enjoy more time with family, more time for yourself, all while building your career. Interested? Apply now at www.spherejobs.ph. All right, well, welcome back, you guys, once again on our episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. We have once again our awesome guest, Mark. Hi, Mark. What's up? How are you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Awesome.
Doing
Welcome
good.
back. Yes, awesome. So yeah, before we proceed to the last segment of our podcast episode, is there any shout outs you want to shout to our audience right now? Or if you want to promote some of your social media accounts, go ahead. Take it away, Sir Mark.
Oh, there's no really big shout outs, but yeah, if you want to follow me on social media, like um, I have my business social media, you can follow it at Virtual Design Build.
Awesome. There you have it, you guys. Don't forget to follow Mark right there. And of course, we are down to our last segment for this podcast episode. And this is actually what we call the lightning round. So this is just like fast talk. I'm going to throw in, pitch in some very, very quick questions. And then you tell me the first thing that pops into your mind. So are you ready, Mark?
Yeah,
Awesome. Let's do it. Let's do it. First question: day off or bonus pay? Favorite social media platform? Favorite social media platform? Voice or non-voice?
non-voice.
What is your go-to midnight snack?
You guys not?
Peanuts. All right.
Yeah,
Coffee or tea?
I'll go for tea.
Oh, dream country to visit.
Taiwan.
Wow.
Yeah,
Most expensive purchase. Ooh, nice. And lastly, one word to describe Sphere Rocket.
awesome.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Mark, for being our awesome guest, of course, on our podcast episode today. Thank you so much. We really, really enjoyed it. And it's such an honor to have you, of course. And yeah, with that being said, this has been Julia, officially signing off, wishing everybody to enjoy the rest of their day. And see you again on another episode of Spirit Rocket Podcast Network. Thank you so much, everyone. See you guys. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you want to apply as a Sphere Rocket virtual assistant? Well, look no further because this video is for you. I will be telling you which requirements you will need to submit in order to apply to our new website, plus a few tips and tricks to help you with your initial interview. We have achieved a better way for you to send in your application, so let's begin. Step 1. Visit our website
at www.spherejobs.ph.
Step 2. Fill in the application by inputting your full name, email, number, and other questions that you will need to answer in order to move on to the next step. Step number 3, send screenshots of your updated CV, Tony Robbins PDF result, internet speed screenshot with a minimum of 10 Mbps, a scanned copy of your government ID, and your portfolio with sample works. Step 4, click the submit button and wait patiently for our email. Now here are some tips on how to stand out during your initial interview. Tip number 1, dress up as if you were going to an in-person interview. Wearing something formal will give the interviewer a sign that you are serious about applying to this job role. Tip number 2, find a quiet space where your interview will be held. There's nothing worse than getting distracted by the noise around you and not being able to understand what the interviewer is saying. Tip number 3, be yourself and show up as confidently as you can. Know what you bring to the table and honor your worth. Interested in becoming a part of our team? Submit your application now
at www.spherejobs.ph.
Good luck!